Hi, I'm Bob from Plastic Pipe Shop, and in this video we're going to have a look at how to measure the diameter of a plastic pipe. Now that might seem quite straightforward. First of all, you just measure the diameter of the pipe, but it's important that you get the right diameter and also you measure it with the right units so you can tell exactly what size it is and make sure that when you're reordering for fittings or some more pipe that it's the right size you get. All plastic pipe is measured on the outside diameter of the pipe, not the inside diameter. It's the outside diameter which is the critical measurement we need to be bothered with. The reason for that is because it's the pipe that fits into the socket. The inside diameter doesn't matter, it's the outside diameter which is the one that matters, so that it fits perfectly in the socket. Now, it doesn't matter what the pressure rating of the pipe is. If the wall is thicker on the pipe, if it's a really heavy pressure rating and the wall is a really heavy thick wall, the outside diameter is always going to remain the same, so that you always get that nice snug fit inside the socket. As the pipe wall changes, it's the inside diameter which gets smaller. The outside diameter always stays the same, and that's the same for inch and imperial sizes and metric sizes as well. There are two different systems. There's the metric system and there's the inch or imperial system. The metric system is used in Europe and many other parts of the world. It's also used within the UK. The inch and imperial system is used in North America, some out in Asia, but also in the UK as well. So in the UK you have the metric and the imperial system which are used, whereas in most countries it's either one or the other. That makes things a bit complicated for us because we have to make sure we get the right system because they're not interchangeable. For example, an 1.5 inch pipe measures just over 48 millimeters on the outside diameter, and a 50 millimeter pipe measures 50 millimeters on the outside diameter. So if you try and fit a 50 millimeter pipe into an 1.5 inch socket, it's not going to go because the socket is going to be too small. And vice versa, if you try and put an 1.5 inch pipe into a 50 mm socket, it's just going to rattle around in the socket. So your whole system either has to be metric or it has to be imperial. There's a table up to my right here which has all the imperial sizes on. Now on the table here you can see that the imperial sizes go from 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch, right the way up to 4 inch, 6 inch and 8 inch. And next to the sizes on this table are the measurements in millimeters of the outside diameter of the pipe. Now you notice, for example, that at a 2-inch pipe, you'd expect a 2-inch pipe maybe to measure about 50 millimeters, which is 2 inches and 50 millimeters, but it doesn't. It measures 60.3 millimeters. The reason for that is in the imperial system, the size, so 2 inch, 3 inch, 1/2 inch, relates to the approximate bore of the inside of the pipe. But really we need to think of that as a name for the pipe, not a measurement for the pipe. Okay, so a 2-inch pipe doesn't measure 2 inches on the outside diameter, it actually measures 60.3 millimeters on the outside diameter. Conversely, if we look at the metric system over here, the metric system runs from 16 millimeters right the way through 32, 63, 90, 200 and beyond. The metric system, if we look at the table, the outside diameter of the pipe actually measures the same as the name of the pipe. So a 63 millimeter pipe, the outside diameter of the pipe actually measures 63 millimeters, and that's how the two systems differ. With a metric system, you get what you pay for. It's a 63 millimeter pipe, it measures 63 millimeters on the outside diameter. The imperial system, it's a 2-inch pipe, it measures around 2 inches on the inside, but remember that inside diameter is going to change as the wall thickness changes, so we have to measure it in millimeters. So a 2-inch pipe actually measures 60.3 millimeters on the outside diameter. If you go onto our website, there are even larger tables, more complex tables, and a lot more information. If you go into the technical info part of our website at www.plasticpipeshop.co.uk, you'll find loads more information there. If you're still unsure, before you order, give our office a ring and speak to someone in the office and they'll talk you through to make sure you get the right sizes. Just one last thing whilst we're doing pipe sizings. Some manufacturers use the same moulds for their metric fittings as they do for their imperial fittings. I'll show you these here. So this one, for example, is a coma fitting and it's actually got 90-3 on it. Okay, so that's telling you it's a 90 millimeters and it's a 3-inch, whereas it can't be both because they're different measurements. but they use the same mould, and rather annoyingly they don't change the stamp on here, and they just put a generic stamp on. So if it says 90/3, you've got to measure it to work out what it is, because it could be 90 millimetres and it could be 3 inches. Here's another one the same. This is an EFAST fitting, so this is the same. This is marked up 63 millimetres and 2 inches. So again, it's either one or the other. If it's 63 millimetres, that socket's going to measure 63 millimetres for a 63 millimetre pipe to go into. If it's 2 inches, it's going to measure about 3 millimetres less. So you've got to make sure that you measure it and find out, is it a 63 mil or is it a 2 inch? I hope that's cleared things up a little bit. As I say, there's a lot more information on our website, or please feel free to ring our office if you need further clarification. Thanks for watching. Bye.